Sigma takes his career very seriously. Very seriously. I've been here to at least one album launch. No, I've been here to showcase this for you. And he does it all the way out of his pocket. Yeah. All over his pocket, you know, to really put his career where it has to be. And today, if you follow him, you will see that Nigeria, they're playing his songs. All over they're playing his songs. So Sigma's the artist I really respect. Yeah, and because of that, I wanted to really just pass on this knowledge to you all about what you should be doing with your music. Okay? Sigma. After, it don't sound like shit. After it don't sound like shit, this is what you do in music.
Big up A plus, yeah. Big up A plus. Yeah, right? I know, right? You don't know A plus? ALS? Yeah, man. Big up Austin one time. Big up Shots one time. Yeah. Very, very important that you do have your music mixed properly and mastered. These days it's easier than ever to get those kind of things done. Easier than it's ever been. When I recorded the song Ghosts, you recorded it? Yeah. Some people remember that song, that was a big one. When I recorded that was in 2004. 2004 I recorded, I released that song. Recorded in the biggest studio I've ever seen in my life. They had a separate room for the piano and everything. And it was very impressive to me, honestly. Right there and then the guy explained to me, hey look, bro, you want to get your track mastered one time? I mean, I can master it for you if you'd like me to master it. So I was like, all right, bro, let's get it in, right? So he let me know what it was going to cost. And back then, mastering, they had all these racks. And they could plug in and remove cable, plug this, rewire that. They had the surround sound, system, and that's how they used to do the mastering back in the day. And that was a whole process. Now you can send your tracks to a website, and in less than 10 minutes you get your track mastered. It's good and bad in that. The human element, I believe, is the most important part when it comes to listening. Because, I think we're a little more dynamic than the computers, even though they can read some stuff that we can't read, but they can't replicate the feeling that you get when you hear a song, you know what I mean? That actual feeling in your soul. I don't think a computer can actually replicate that. So I think mastering is very important. So I gotta really reinforce that. Distribution, of course, is also important. Years ago, when I recorded the song Ghosts, there wasn't much options for independent artists, especially if you have no team. It was, okay, you release a song, you record a song, you release a song. If you had enough cash to pay somebody to do a video for you, or if you could steal anti-camcorder, which I used to do and film your own little videos, that was something that you could do, But getting your song listened to by many people was difficult. If you didn't set up your CD Baby, which was pretty costly back in the day, there was no distribution for people overseas. Had to build a website, you had to get all these different things done. Now with streaming, it's a lot easier than ever. You have SoundCloud, you have AudioMac. What's the purpose of being on iTunes now anymore, right? Because you can get paid through AudioMac and SoundCloud. But here's the difference. Let's say today or tomorrow you go into a party and your song plays on the radio. Somebody's like, oh, I really like to hear that song. Let me scan it and see what the name of the song is. They pull out their Shazam, or they say, hey Siri, what's the name of the song? No response, can't find the song. You just lost a listener right there. You lost a fan, somebody who could become a lifelong fan and supporter. The music game has changed. It's no longer about selling records anymore. Records is actually the smallest part. Yes, it's all about... I looked at you because I knew you like to do that. But the big money really is about is your fans. If you have strong fans that support you, buy your merchandise, come to your shows, pay for tickets, that's where the real money is at. And then of course endorsements if you can get through. This year I had the blessing of being brand ambassador for several companies, which is something I would never in my wildest dreams ever expect to have happen to me. But all these things come with hard work and distribution, making sure my stuff got out there on the right channels was a really big part of it. If you hear my song, for example, in Nigeria, and somebody pulls up the Shazam and they just hear the song on the radio, boom, bam, they can listen to all the Sigma songs. I got the whole thing set up, Essential Sigma Defense, so the first time listener can go up on Spotify and they'll see the best songs, the ones that are the most popular, that I've released. These are things that a lot of artists, I think, overlook, especially here in St. Martin. Austin and I, we go back and forth on these things because, We love to listen to music through the streaming channels.
Correct.
One of the websites we go to often is Tidal.com, and it's pretty dope. And we get very disappointed when we go there and we search up a song and we can't find it. Or if we search up an artist and we only see one song, but we know these men had like 5-8 songs back in the day that was real hits.
Yeah.
And if they work on them, re-release them or master them or whatever, they can still play. So what I'm trying to say is distribution is very important. Now what I do at Rough Cross Records, now everybody knows Rough Cross is my gang from back in the day, my rap group. And we were one of the first young rappers on the island to kind of really push it hard. Yeah, big up. And you know, while everybody left and everybody did things overseas or tried to make some moves overseas, we sort of just kept pushing how we pushed our circles and it really helped us out. But what I wanted to do is carry that forward, that spur forward when it came to artist representation and distribution. So one of the things I decided to do was, okay, instead of just releasing my stuff through, for example, I used to use this website, TuneCore, back in the day, which isn't a bad distribution site, but TuneCore really robs you in many ways, and they have a lot of fees that I really don't agree with, especially when there's other options out there now, which makes it easier, like DistroKid, which is one of the platforms that I used to use, but I still use. Now, what Rough Cross Recording does is make sure that the artist gets on all the streaming sites. So even if a brand new site comes out and it overtakes Spotify, which is unlikely, but if it does, it's a #1 streamer, your track is going to be there automatically. Anytime anybody Shazams, ask Siri, ask Google, ask Alexa, anybody, ask Billie Eilish now because they have the special edition one that came out, they're going to find your track. You understand? That's the kind of services we do, as well as, and this is very important, getting your lyrics processed and in stores. A lot of labels don't do that, a lot of distributors don't do that. In fact, they rely on the fans to do it for them. Now, most of us are fledgling at the end of the day. None of us are millionaires off of the track. Most of us are not 100,000 years, and very few of us make even $1,000 a year on music. That's just a fact. I've seen everybody's numbers. All right? Now, how do we change this, right? Distribution is one way. That's the first step. You can't talk in the room, any room, if you don't have distribution. Nobody cares if you don't have any distribution. If you're on SoundCloud, yeah, I got SoundCloud link. Yeah, but I don't listen to SoundCloud. I don't have that app installed on my phone. You know what I'm saying? In some places in Europe and the States, Spotify, it doesn't take your data to use Spotify, but it might take your data to use SoundCloud. So you gotta make sure your music is available on Spotify. Your song also gotta be on Tidal, because there's people like me and Nelson as well, we use Tidal all the damn time. Shots use it for mixing. Actually, in Serato, you can put Tidal and you can stream the music from there into Serato.
Yeah, so DJs can find your music on streaming and automatically use it.
Exactly, boom. You don't even gotta really send them an email and say, look bro, here's the MP3 anymore.
It's out, just
because it's there. Yeah. You know what I mean? These are things that you need to take advantage of. And what we try to do is educate the artists. Talk about a lineup, just give an example. Ramo was the first artist that I signed under the label Rough Cross Recordings. And now Ramo, his music is being played in some very strange places. But it's all good because, his music is on playlists. You know what I'm saying? Rama's doing, not shit to say, Rama's doing like 9,000 streams a month. Wow. Those are awesome numbers. A lot of guys don't have those numbers. You know what I'm saying? So, distribution is very important. Getting your songs on playlists, those are the kind of things that my label does. It's not just, we put your song out there and then boom bam, we give you tips. We give you results. For example, hey look man, your song ain't streaming, what's going on? You're sending all your emails, you're sending all your stuff, you're creating your fan list. It's another important thing, you know what I mean? But all of these things is things that I promote and I talk about once people are on the label. So, if you already have your own distribution, I know many of you guys do. Some of you guys are using DistroKid, which is very good. That's a very good step. But if you want to take it to the next step further, you want to have some serious results and get some awesome tips. I mean, most of you guys, in fact, I think almost everybody here is on my Instagram. You guys see what's going on over there. I release a song, people catch on to it, people share it. But it's more than just that. It's also about interaction. It's not just about liking. It's about people commenting. It's about people actually holding on to the message. People sending you DMs. Yo, bro, where's this? Where's that? You know what I'm saying? It's beyond just releasing it and expecting people to just catch on to it. Those days are done. Nobody's discovering artists anymore. Huh? the artists need to discover themselves first, right? Create your own representation, create your own fans. One of the things I really love what Panelist was doing overseas, he was hosting his own parties. You know what I'm saying? Most of those cats, they didn't come over there to listen to his music, but they left as fans.
Yes.
And that's what you gotta do. When I did my show, after you were there, they got for real. After you were there, bro. When we did the show here, a lot of people were wondering like, okay, what's gonna happen? I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys who were there were wondering like, okay, we're gonna actually come out to the show. You know what I'm saying? Mozera, you know what I'm talking about. And the place was packed. You couldn't walk in between. And those are people who probably never even heard my music before. I'm pretty sure it's 50% of those people who've never heard any of my songs. But this is what I'm talking about when it comes to building your own fans. Nobody's discovering artists anymore. Those days are done, and I'm gonna keep saying it like it's a Bible verse, but those days are done. The artists need to discover themselves. And you need to go out there and you have to find the fans. Lead them through your distribution, and then from the distribution, they enjoy your music, you start selling them the merch. Yeah, I had a merch table right there.
Right there, yeah.
You come inside, you buy a t-shirt, or if you want to buy a CD, show some support for your boy. And that money went back into to supporting the music. It's a business. You understand?
Big business.
It can be a big business because record sales are over $500 billion a year internationally.
He said that's everybody.
Actually, if you really think about it, entertainment is really the #1 consumption on the planet.
Music is.
You understand? Entertainment.